couldn't make it or couldn't register for the voters ID card. That is why we are appealing to her that we should send these people to the various stations, or we should mount some of the polling stations in our lorry station so that our drivers can get the opportunity, the equal measure to register and then obtain their voters ID card. We saw that the Electoral Commission is registering the secondary school student, and we hope and believe that it could be extended to our various lorry stations. Since they've been able to register the SHS, we believe strongly that they can also bring polling machines to come and then register the drivers as well.
The Ashanti Regional Chairman of the Union, Nana Kwache, says they are ready to mobilize their members once the EC agrees to set up registration centers in most major lorry terminals.
Any parliament for say omudi machine station and then na se migina wo disi ampress wo china na started register no station to station and once me fa call no ma frame me branch chairman for no executive no on betimi aye meeting eni manimu ya ama ya frɛ stations ni na because ye frɛ no ye frɛ as a concern kwa ye be frɛ GPRT for to through drivers ene won kon ba ya kan na ne no makasa kebeye de pa because me no ka say ura ye stations akesia big stations a e wo kumase a edin because we be kona line na e bo ho no enya asem ketwa ntim ne yesterday ma me say be fa na chew we dey na yensagu yensayo ne na gudu kutudu nze ye fa na chew do ye ma school for ye man wo secondary school na we dey call yen ko do me 3 days bi ye fenko station ne ntim ye dey and register ye nuam adoba for ni meet for no.
On the issue of the 30% increment in transport fares, the group argues that it will still maintain its stance since government is not ready to heed to their calls for reduction in fuel prices.
The ministry brought its percentage, and we didn't kowtow to the ministry percentage, and we are basing on what we said in our last press conference that concern we are charging 30%. For the transport increment. As we said earlier on, there are a lot of things that we added before coming up with that 30%. We will be pleading with the passengers that it is not our fault. You know, it is the government who has increased things that has led to that. So they should exercise patience for us in case they bought any car and the driver is charging them 30%. I mean, it is not our fault. We didn't wake up one day to say that we are increasing our fare to 30%, but because of the nature or because of the government, you know, there has been an increment of fuel.
Now, the Motor Traffic and Transport Department of the Ghana Police Service has advised private commercial transport companies whose buses travel long distances to set up independent investigative teams to probe road accidents involving their coaches. The department is of the view that the work of the investigative team can help the companies in coming up with better ways to check the conduct of their drivers to complement the work of the police in ensuring discipline and reducing road accidents. There is more in this report.
The Bono Regional Commander of the Police Motor Traffic and Transport Department, MTTD, Superintendent Stephen Tinkran says transport unions such as VIP Joint Transport Limited and others have a role to play in preventing road crashes. Speaking at a ceremony to open a new bus terminal of the company in Sunyani, Superintendent Tinkran said if such transport companies also carry out investigations into the cause of road accidents involving their buses, it will help them come out with a working document to check the conduct of their drivers.
You can best achieve the objective if you set up an independent investigative team responsible for investigating the conduct of your drivers and staff. This team will also be responsible for investigating the cause of accident, whether it is human error, mechanical fault, bad weather, the nature of the road, drunk driving, unnecessary overtaking, poor visibility, guard roads, etc. This will enable you to draw working documents to serve as a guide to the drivers. It is also worthy to consider fixing electronic devices in the buses to monitor the movement of the vehicles and the speed at which they are moving at all times.
The Bono Regional Minister Evelyn Kumi Richardson says government is on course to commence the manufacturing of robust coaches in the country.
Government is playing its role in discussions with the company to secure a 15-acre site in the Greater Kumasi industrial city for full-scale production by the year 2022. The coaches will be produced for local use, as well as for export to the West African sub-region and to other African countries under the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. I am further delighted to learn that the company in talks with VIP Joint Transport Company to procure these locally produced coaches, which when successful will go a long way to reduce importation of vehicles. Presently, Metro Mass has 2 of such coaches on trial, whilst other transport companies are making the necessary arrangements to acquire these coaches for trial.
Lawyer for VIP John Transport Limited, Nana Obribuahin, indicated that the management of the company has completed arrangements to take legal action against other transport companies that are illegally using its name.
It is a notorious fact. It's a notorious fact. You and I, all of us have seen individuals who are just imitating the name VIP. But in actual fact, they are also not with the original VIP. But there have been numerous publications, warnings, exhortations, pleas, and they have not paid attention. Ironically, when there is an accident, the whole society seems to create the impression that it's the VIP zone. The distinction is the VIP zone. Some have even gone to the stand of VVIP. And that is bad. That is bad. We need not to be encouraging all these things in the industry. So right now, we think that enough is enough. We've written several letters. So just from a couple of days, you hear from us. We will go to the court for restraining orders. It's never done anywhere. It's never, once we have the brand registered, it's not a question of we decided on our own volition to take the brand. We have it registered, we've complied with the law, and yet people, in order to enter into the industry, are using VVIP, and that is terribly bad.
Now, residents of Ikra Kese, a farming community near Samankese in the lower West Akim municipality of the eastern region, have called on government to connect them to the national grid. The residents say the lack of electricity coupled with immotorable roads has made life very difficult for them. Now, Citi News' Eastern Regional Correspondent Nelnia Mati Kanaku visited the community during the handing over of a multi-purpose solar-powered pole by Theo Vision and reports.
There are many deprived communities in Ghana that do not have access to electricity and as a result to torchlights and lanterns at night for their activities. Ikra Kese, a farming community close to Asamankese, is one of such deprived communities. The indigents also walk long distances to the nearest town to charge their phones where they are.
Also, and I lights no so the yenya where yenya no be so anka. If say sister I solar in a yede ewa hanumo by inside like here dem one na when he say there ye ni can enti so omo bre yen bebe na ye betumi use wo baby anso de anka oh ye ko from enye eno kra enye easy my enti no say ba ya ombi mo fi from ba anadwe ba mo kwa enumro mo kwa na ye de amom ntade chi ye the phone no amom normal ko charge nta no pa na me aduma o se tu de bi kra po edum se we nya obi ankwa na o di se wa What they call and also cry or how be brumai.
Or how I do brain titruni sa chrono and I jo on be behind as I say can ye ni henti. I feel in Colano Suku as some Momunya Kania and fence dear and only how to through our so. Oh, fear.
Aside from the many known challenges that the lack of electricity poses, school children, especially final year students, are forced to use torchlights and lanterns to study at night.
I am for so as a mayor.
A high on pine light in the high. If you say do and I do cry, Yadis in Qualanum or Madisia, a day. And so Nancy, I like to buy, even though you are in school cry in her buy. Light to buy the almost so as you are denka canker cry.
Vision, an international multimedia evangelism organization, as part of its corporate social responsibilities to deprived communities, has constructed a solar multi-purpose pole that provides light and a charging system for the people to charge their phones. The pole, according to the project manager of Vision, has a specially built communication system connected to horn speakers that allows for sending information to the community from people's phones.
Into this village and we realized that the place is dark. Children have to walk long distances to go and learn in the cities because there's no light in the community. The team sat back and we came up with an idea of a multi-purpose pole. And that's why we are here, a solar-powered multi-purpose pole. And that pole provides lights, solar-powered lights. It also provides a charging system where the people in the community can charge their phones, because when we did the research here, people have to walk long distance to Asamankesi to charge their phone, and they have to pay 1 cedi to charge their phone. So bringing this light here, they can charge their phone, and also the kids can surround the pole and study at night.
The chiefs and residents of Ekrakesi could not hide their joy.
Ekrakesi boy almost 100 years. Can you have that? It's a Ukukruma, no can you? The first time. That's a Uncle this year, your lights. Some say, Diana Bra, our professional, dear, who can you have a crowd of the wolf, you know? Untwin Jamaqualan says, I'll be on family idea. And say, Dear Indra, Qualana this year, not a demand. Young people for some say, Pun to my brabo, light, dear, we are like to parents of our brabo Ashland. Aha. No crown some now, I canoe.
Ya Bethlehem fi edunu enumni ye light wa ha ye bibia wa ha ka ye sre mpodan ko womla he mo fla school wa ha so hu aduma fama ti ya hawa wa ha no oh senda ya president ka light be ba ha so ye nsanka te ja ya ha na obi mba ha de obeba he bi ti ya nyi ndampo no wo de bai ti enye de bebele mi de mi ye ngoduma nti bi ba ye tu na ma asol na me ye ngo nti samso na me ya light in hwa ni ntumi ya me yi ti mo de ba na mama a hye hin kran.
Now, Ghana has recorded 3 more COVID-19 deaths, pushing the death toll to 148. According to the Ghana Health Service, 607 new cases have also been recorded.
Now, the number of clinical recoveries has also shot up to 23,249, leaving the active COVID-19 cases at 4,270.
The Ghana Health Service says the samples for the new cases were taken between 22nd June and 15th of July.
Now, still staying on COVID, government wants Ghanaians to focus on active COVID-19 cases instead of the cumulative figure, which often appears scary without a detailed breakdown or interpretation.
Media reports have largely portrayed the seriousness of the virus in Ghana by focusing mainly on the case count and the death toll.
But the government says Ghana's disease burden has reduced as recoveries have shot up to over 23,000, while active positive cases are expected to further reduce.
Nonetheless, the government is asking Ghanaians to thoroughly observe the safety protocols. There is more in this report.
Right now, when you go to the market, when you see the crowd there,
COVID-19. We will not open the lockdown. We will still be on lockdown. But you open the lockdown, so there's no COVID-19.
Say Diano, say ya, right, yes, say ya. Nasam your trinity. Me nantinya mi akwanso. Pepepe. Necessary idea won't come free yase.
Many like these boys and this elderly woman have doubted the reality of COVID-19, hence their refusal to adhere to safety protocols. In attempts to portray the seriousness of the virus spread in Ghana, the media has largely focused on the growing numbers and deaths recorded. But Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Patrick Kumar-Boaji, says current data shows that Ghana is in control and asks the media to report the brighter side of the story.
So for all those who have had positive, who have become positive, you take out the number who are recovered, and the rest, and the rest is what is active case, and that is what most countries depend on. But that's what is going to be the case burden. That's the kind of challenge you face, not the people who are recovered. You can see that trend that shows up that you've gone up in the last few weeks. We have seen a decline coming down across the country in everywhere we are. And so it means that even the number of persons that feed into the number of active cases is also on the decline.
While reiterating this position, Information Minister Kojo Oppong-Nkrumah called on the media to keep on reminding citizens not to relax as a result of the apparent success.
We want to ask you to caution the general public not to use the improving recovery numbers and the declining active case numbers as a reason to be reckless. The conversation we have had from the very beginning about the preventive etiquette of being careful, washing your hands, using the sanitizers, wearing the masks, to ensure that you don't even become part of the positive numbers in the first place before we look forward to your recovery, etc., remains. And I really need to stress this point, that while making the point that the data is improving, please make a point to quickly include in that same point that, however, it should not be a basis for anybody to be reckless or to feel that we are out of the woods yet.
For some time, Ghana's major testing centers, Noguchi Memorial Institute for Medical Research and the Kumasi Center for Collaborative Research, recorded backlogs due to unavailability of test kits. But head of virology at the Noguchi Memorial Institute for Medical Research, Professor William Ampofo, says the situation will no longer be the same.
We also did an emergency procurement through the Ghana Health Service, supported by the COVID Trust. And those items also arrived last week. So again, we're showing you pictures of some of those items. These are very important items, especially for Noguchi and KCCR, because they enable us to do automated extraction of the nucleic acid. And this will help us get through the backlog, which is a point of interest for some of us. Over 4,000 packs of Danjing PCR kits, about 107 cartons of nucleic acid extraction kit, various sizes of pipette tips, which unfortunately were in short supply and led to the suspension of work in some of the labs that we experienced recently. We also had various lab supplies which are shown here, which enable us to proceed with the work. And these are shown in the next slide as well.
Information Minister Kojo Oppong-Nkrumah provided updates on the status of the President and the Senior Minister Yao Osafo-Maafo.
It is expected to resume out-of-home engagements from tomorrow after a 14-day precautionary self-isolation period. The President's precautionary self-isolation was on the advice of his doctors after at least one person within his close circle tested positive a couple of weeks ago. The President has, during the period, been working from the presidential villa at the Jubilee House. He's expected to, from Monday, attend to business from his office at the Jubilee House. Additionally, he will attend to some engagements outside Accra during the week. Senior Minister Yao Osafo-Maafo, you will recall, instructed us to announce his positivity to the country a couple of weeks ago. He has been on supportive treatment at home since. He has, as he informs us, voluntarily tested again since, and he instructs me to update you that his tests of Thursday returned a negative sample.
The West African Senior High School Certificate Examinations (WASSCE) starts on Monday, July 20. Once again, government shut down calls for a cancellation of the exams and the closure of schools.
You don't just shut down schools out of panic. You have to do the proper testing you have to ensure that the systems you've put in place are working. So, for example, if there's one suspected case and there's no surveillance, first of all, how do you even find a suspected case? Because you have a surveillance system in place that will suspect the case. Then you proceed to test that particular case. Should you find a positive case, you are going to move into this isolation and treatment and support so that the person can come back and continue, like what we've seen in Accra Girls. But once you find a positive case and they do the contact tracing, then they can test that at-risk population. Is it the same dormitory or the same class or whatever? But however they define the at-risk population, they can test them. If by the time you are done, a school population of 400 students, 3 or 4, or in some of the schools, 1 student, you don't proceed to say you are shutting down the school.
Meanwhile, in the Kumasi metropolis of the Ashanti region, for instance, city authorities have served notice they will collaborate with the police to stop some youth who disregard the restrictions on social gathering and social distancing by engaging in sporting activities such as football in their communities. Now, some concerned assembly members have taken steps to deal with the trend, considering that most of the Ashanti region's COVID-19 cases were recorded amongst the youth. Citi News' Fatih Aminu Ibrahim reports.
Statistics from the Ashanti Regional Directorate of the Ghana Health Service show that persons who have contracted coronavirus in the region fall within the age bracket of 20 to 29. Health officials have attributed this to the non-compliance to COVID-19 safety protocols, mostly by the youth. The Ashanti Regional Director of the Ghana Health Service, at one of his engagements with journalists, expressed concern about the posture of the youth towards the virus.
Young people always, and especially male, always want to take risks. How many old people do you see in town? How many old people? You see, when you are getting to a certain age, then your risk perception change. And when you go to town and you see what is going on, no, you don't have to dispute it. Because I can, even without any test, tell you that if people are going to get infected, then it's the young men. Some of them are still playing football now. We've had a number, some of them draft, and anytime you go around, you see what is happening. So that one, I would say, is undisputed fact. I don't know, but that is what we see.
The Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly is worried that some youth have thrown caution to the wind by playing football and engaging in other sporting activities against social distancing rules and the wearing of face masks.
It's our responsibility to educate them and make them aware that the disease is still around. So that is why we are going around at the various sub-metros so that we give them education for them to know that the COVID is still around, so they should desist from playing football and other activities.
We are advising them to stop. Not that we don't want them to play the football. We all want to play football. That is the form of exercise that we all engage in. But all that we're trying to tell them is that the disease is around. You don't know who has it. You will take it home, you go and infect your whole family. They should be very careful. They should stop playing. It's such a simple thing. Stop playing and stop spreading the disease.
The assembly members, in their bid to limit the spread of the virus, say they will liaise with the police to stop such activities from taking place.
Of taking it upon ourselves to come around and educate them, to come and make them aware that there are set out rules for it. The government has come out with an edict. There are laws governing what is happening now. So they need to be careful of what they're doing. So ours is to just come here and tell them that they should stop doing what they're doing. Basically, what we'll be doing is maybe we'll be liaising with the police afterwards to start enforcing what the president has put out. And I believe that will make them stop.
The youth is that they should adhere to all the protocols so that we can minimize the outbreak or the pandemic. So I'll pray that they will not continue to play the football again. We will come with enforcement so that they will desist from playing football.
You're still watching the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. Still in the bulletin, Otumfuo Charity Foundation charges government to extend ICT education to rural Ghana through the use of e-learning mobile vans.
We'll share the details on that story and many more when we return from the break. Do stay with us.
Rigworld Solutions, forging the frameworks of Ghanaian industry. Engineering solutions from the heart of Takrady, Kejebil. At Rigworld Solutions, we manufacture industrial bolts and nuts, fasteners, hoses and fittings for the extractive and petrochemical industries. World-class products with local expertise. Locate our factory in Kejebil of the Takrady Takwa Road. Call 0302-949917 or 0540-107504. Email enquiries@rigworldsolutions.com. Rigworld Solutions, crafted in Ghana, engineered for the world. Citi TV is live. On DSTV, go to channel 363. On GoTV, access Citi TV on channel 182. On a digital TV, please press the menu button on the remote control and run a new search on your TV. Take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Citi TV on your television. Citi TV can be accessed on a free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and StarTimes box. Citi TV. It's your world.
It's a pleasure having you back. Now, information communication technology, ICT, is an integral part of Ghana's education system, including the basic education level.
However, many deprived parts of Ghana have been left far behind as the tools for the course are rarely available.
Now, as part of measures to improve ICT education in deprived communities, especially in areas without electricity, the Otumfuo Charity Foundation has charged governments through the Ghana Education Service to introduce a mobile van ICT learning system to reach out to students in such areas to bridge the gap between them and their counterparts in urban centers. Citi News' Edward Opongmafo reports.
Access to ICT infrastructure in basic schools still remains a challenge, especially in deprived areas of Ghana, to the extent that students in such areas have never seen a mouse, let alone a desktop computer or a laptop. Sadly, these unfortunate students write the same ICT exams with their counterparts in the city who are much more privileged and have access to ICT tools. As part of its support contribution to bridge the ICT education gap between basic students in urban and rural areas, the Otumfuo Charity Foundation, in collaboration with Ecom Ghana Limited, has begun an initiative to offer ICT training to basic school students in some remote areas, as well as train other members of the various deprived communities who are interested in taking advantage of the program. The initiative creates an avenue where community members converge and learn more about their culture and how to practice better agricultural practices. Executive Secretary of the Otumfuo Charity Foundation, Dr. Thomas Ejakopoku, wants government to complement their efforts in reaching out to more students in deprived communities by introducing a well-structured ICT mobile van scheme to ensure that every rural child in Ghana is captured and adequately trained in ICT.
Yes, I'm taking this opportunity to suggest to government through Ghana Education Service that for ICT, providing individual schools in deprived areas of computers is not helping. They are not getting any benefit from that. The solution will be a mobile learning. We know that they have their phones and others. You are thinking about the cities. With the advent of COVID, we need to move away from one-on-one. And these children, most of this assignment must also be sent through the computers. The best way is to have the mobile learning system, where each district is provided with at least 10 vans. And then volunteers, we have the NACO already. And in addition, national service. As for human resource, we have it. And most of the students who are doing, or the personnel in the national service and NAPCO, can teach basic computer. And this is what is required. And they can do that because they are already being paid. So they go, they can mobilize the communities. They are willing, they can provide food for them in the communities. Once they work through the opinion leaders, that the chiefs, it will have a great impact than what we have, the system we have now.
Due to COVID-19 induced restrictions, for which reason only final year students at various stages of education in Ghana have been allowed to go back to school to complete their courses, the foundation says it has extended its training program to include the mobile van concept to encourage the learning of ICT in other areas aside from the remote communities.
We go to rural places where obviously we know kids have no access to computers. So we bring the computers to them. We teach them. Most of them have theory classes, but they don't have hands-on training. So we bring the computers to them so they can have the hands-on training. Because of the COVID-19, obviously we can't go to those places anymore. Schools are closed. So we have computers sitting at the office. So what we decided was, even though there are some kids in Kumasi, even though they live in Kumasi, they still don't have access to computers. So we decided to go to places like Ochikun, where we know the kids obviously technically know the theory part, but they have no practical knowledge. So instead of the computer sitting in the office, we decided to bring it to these kids. Even though the program is for the kids in the rural areas, because of this COVID-19 program, we had to bring it to the city.
The headmistress of Chilkrom MAJHS, Harriet Ohinijan, whose school has benefited from the training, wants government to support the initiative to enhance the knowledge of students, especially in practical ICT lessons at the junior high school level nationwide.
It helps a lot. So I will say that the government should support this program and expand it to the various schools. And even not only this period, during school time, they can come and support the ICT teachers for such program, practical aspect. It will help a lot.
The chief of the area, Nana Kweku Ochri Ababio, wants such initiatives to be carried out on a regular basis and replicated nationwide. Some students who benefited from the training also spoke to Citi News.
I'm really excited and so excited that Nana Osetutu has brought this program to. It has really helped me improve my typing skills. I have understand how important ICT is. First, I never liked ICT, but now I've really enjoyed learning ICT, and it has encouraged me to learn it more. Now this global world has turned into ICT. Without ICT, we can never do anything. All that I want to ask the government is, we need some computers in our school. The computers are just small and they are not working properly. So I ask the government to please provide us some computers so that we always learn the ICT more.
Now I can use my laptop to do anything that I can. It has really, really helped me.
Do you have a laptop?
My brother has some. Sometimes I use it, but I don't know how to use it well. When we started, they teach us how to use our hand to type. So now I can do it now. I wish that we can try it more and more so that we can develop much than this one.
You're still watching the Citi Newsroom. We're taking another breather. When we return, government begins second phase of nationwide fumigation of markets.
Do stay with us. We'll be right back.
Yeah, Chemo, what's up?
Have you heard from Laura today?
Yeah. She's getting ready to go and register.
Registration for what?
Register for the voters ID to vote for the first time.
That is Kochi-san. Let me go ahead.
Hey, you, the chilling bro. How are you?
I'm good, you?
I'm fine. Body the humble lion. Have you been able to convince KB to go and vote for the upcoming election?
Laura, I've tried, but Kay doesn't see the need to go and register. So please do your magic trick.
Come on. My brothers, this is the first time you're going to cast our votes come December. No registration, no vote. And if you don't vote, someone will choose your president for you. I had a privilege to enjoy free education, so I must go and register so I can vote for my younger generation to also benefit from free education.
This is so cool.
Form of Nana.
Yes, so form of Nana.
2020, 2020, form of Nana. 2020, 2020, yes, Nana.
Tune in to The Point of View this and every Monday and Wednesday at 9 p.m. as I, Bernard Avle, get the right guests, ask them relevant questions on issues that matter to you.
What is the funding that we need? Do we actually sit down and leave things as they are? Or should we get more funding so that we can change how we do business as usual?
Even if you think of geopolitics and geoeconomics, we are entering an age where China wants to build its own internet, and we are seeing a new arms race, a technological arms race.
To be honest with you, it's politics. There are different dynamics in politics. I'm sure some people didn't give anything, some people gave some. It depends on the people you're working with.
Remember, The Point of View is live every Monday and Wednesday at 9 p.m. only on Citi TV.
Point of View is powered by Airtel Tigo Extra. Even our bonus data doesn't expire. You the film? Dial *111# to activate now. Airtel Tigo. Life is simple.
You all come back. Government has asked metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies to constantly ensure that marketplaces within their jurisdictions are kept clean. This comes after the local government and rural development collaborated with waste management firm Zoomlion Ghana Limited for a second round of disinfection of markets and other public places within the 16 regions. Citi News' Kojo Ajaman joined the team to some markets in Accra and reports.
This is Citi TV's coverage of Phase 2 of fumigation disinfection of markets, lorry parks across 254 metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies. Now, as you can see behind me, there are some industrial machines that are going to be used for this exercise. This is Phase 2. This exercise has become necessary because of the continuous spread of COVID-19. I have here with me Morgan Aqua. Morgan, you are the Greater Accra Regional Manager of Zoomlion.
Yes.
All right. So we are going to go there. Take me through what specifically these machines will be doing in terms of the exercise. But let me understand, how many markets, how many districts are we going to see to be disinfected, sir?
Okay, thank you very much. Today we are starting the second phase of the National Market Disinfestation and Fumigation. And we are starting with Accra. Today is Sunday. We are starting from Accra, and we are doing all 29 MMDAs in the Greater Accra region today. And out of the 29 MMDAs, we have 137 markets. 137 markets that we are doing today. Yes.
I have here with me the Greater Accra Regional Minister, Mr. Ishmael Ashite. Honorable, please, you were charging all MMDCs in your region to make sure that this exercise becomes fruitful. But how are they going to do this, sir?
Yes, you see, this is a one-day exercise that we are carrying out. We have getting Gamma clean, getting Greater Accra region clean. That is, this is continuous, you understand? So after today, that does not mean we should go back and then fold our arms and say, they should continue. It should be a continuous exercise. And they're already working with Zoom Lion. Now, I think government has got Zoom Lion to work with the MNDC to make sure Accra is clean, also to prevent this COVID-19. So it is after this, there's going to be a continuous exercise to make sure that cleaning in our market, in our lorry stations, and other places will continue.
We are kickstarting the program at the Greater Accra, where over 1,000 markets are going to be disinfected. So today, Sunday, we'll be starting from the Accra Central Market. We'll move to some of the markets at the Klole Municipal Assembly. We'll go to Ablekuma North, Ablekuma West. In fact, all markets in the Greater Accra region will be disinfected. We are at Accra Central. Now, the makeup of this area include the Makola Market, the Okaishi area, the Rollins Park, and then adjoining markets like Kantamanto Market and then Agbobloshi Market. We are starting with the Makola Market proper, where you can see that officers are ready. They are setting up the drone which will be flying in the space to disinfect. So they are mixing the white angel chlorine. Now this is the onion market at Agbobloshi. This is the hub of the onion where you can get your onions in the Greater Accra region. This place is very, very big. We needed to disinfect this place because of the number of people who come here to buy onion on a daily basis. All the sellers have been told about this exercise, and therefore they have covered their products, and therefore they are trying to, there's some form of compliance here. The disinfection is going to go on. They're going to make sure that every place is disinfected. We're still at the Agbobloshi Onion Market. In fact, if you know this area well, it starts from the Abosokai area, borders Old Fadama, borders part of Kantamanto, the Sikins area, and then along portions of the Kole Lagoon. I have here with me one of the sellers. He is Bashiru, to tell us, Mohammed Bashiru, to tell us how important this exercise is. Bashiru, how long have you been trading in onion?
It's about 5 years now.
And how is business like?
Business is going well now. Due to the coronavirus, it seems we have some problem with the entrance and other things. So.
But it hasn't affected cargo, because I know that most of you import your produce from northern Ghana, Niger, Nigeria, and then Burkina Faso.
It's true. But due to coronavirus, if you look at the cars and other things, you know, so it seems we are finding it difficult more to do the work what we want.
So you are saying that because of the coronavirus pandemic, business is not moving on as it's supposed to be?
Yes, it's true. If you look at our customers and other things, if they came here, sometimes they normally complain the things on the market is not going well to them, and we are finding it very difficult.
I have here with me one of the leaders who is going to tell me how this exercise is very important to them. So let me first of all ask your name. Abdul Salam. Have you heard that in the wake of COVID-19, has any of your traders, contracted the virus?
No.
How have you been able to pull this one through?
So we are doing our best to see how we go do it, because the environment here is not good. You're supposed to see how people are sitting here. People are see these small boys. If you sack them, say they don't go girls. Wear no masks, everything, nothing here.
So you're saying that people are not adhering to the COVID-19 safety protocols?
Here they see it as something where they didn't be inside the town safe.
So you mean they don't even believe that there's a virus called COVID-19?
Some people, like 100%, like 80% don't believe it. If you talk to them safe, they don't believe it. So how can you do?
Why do you think so? Why are they not? Why don't they believe that there's a virus called COVID-19?
Yeah, they will tell you, say them when they see people, they don't see the people where they tell them say they're sick. So how can they believe it? Yeah.
How important is this exercise to you as a market leader, and then to you as market people in this market?
Oh, it's very, very important to us. It's very, very important. We need it because the disease is spreading fast. So we want to control it.
We are coming to you from the Kaneshi market, where the disinfection exercise, nationwide disinfection exercise, is also ongoing. When you get into the Kaneshi market proper, it's only on the pavements that you see most of the market women trying to sell. But when you enter, you wouldn't see any of them selling. Most of them have covered all their wares, and they are waiting for the officers to come and sanitize. Mommy, good morning. How are you?
Fine.
How is business going?
Oh, small.
Today, I know you are not selling because of the disinfection exercise.
Yes.
Yeah. So how will this help you as a trader? Because COVID-19, this is some of the places that some people can contract the virus.
That one is good. It will help us. Maybe the mouse and the small animals are in the market, so it will help us to, if they are dying, then we are okay. Because of the virus, it will help us a lot.
One of the things I found out here is that the social distancing rule is not really working because of the number of people who come in, day out. How are you trying to ensure this when your customers come in? Do you really ensure that they go according to the social distancing rule?
Okay, as for me, I'm standing inside. Then the person too will stand outside. So the social distancing will work if I'm selling. But some of people, they don't do that. So that one, I cannot go inside too much.
That's all we have on this edition of the Citi Newsroom. Our website, citinewsroom.com, has more information on our top stories and more.
Subscribe to CityTube on YouTube for more exclusive video contents from Citi TV.
Download the Citi Newsroom app from the Google Play Store or the App Store and keep updated on the go.
You can also watch Citi TV on DSTV channel 363 and GoTV channel 182.
My name is Zoe Abubedu Ado.
My name is Bobi Else. It's been a pleasure coming your way.